Ito ang Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataforma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Streamcast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating TechieMommy, si J.C. Bautista.
Hello everyone, happy Tuesday morning. I'm so sorry, absent po ako kahapon. I just had to take care of some domestic personal matters and logistically I couldn't be back on time to do my broadcast. But namiss ko po kayo kahapon na Monday. At ayun na nga, ang bilis na naman ng takbo ng araw. Tuesday na kaaga na, right? Namiss ko yung Monday. But I hope that everyone had a good weekend. Napakainit na po, no? Sobrang init. I think the other day was 38 degrees sa Manila, Metro Manila. Ito sa Pampanga, mainit din, mga 30 something. Pero sobrang init talaga. Init-init at the same time na ba? Ano nga, yung mga safety protocols natin. Dito sa Pampanga, of course, na-declare na ano na ba tayo sa Philippines? Sa Manila, MECQ na, di ba? It retained yung pagka-MECQ, pero some businesses pinayagan na rin yung mga restaurants and all. Pero dito sa Pampanga, as I heard, yung governor dito, si Governor Pineda, dineclare niya na parang ECQ rin dito sa Pampanga daw, pero ayaw pumayag ng mga ibang mayor kasi ang category ng Pampanga ay MGCQ, which is next to the normal. Pero their governor here wanted to put the country on stricter semi-lockdown because nga para magkalat dahil masyado dito carefully sila medyo dito sa Pampanga parang walang COVID dito yung mga tao, actually yung mga negosyo bukas, yung mga dining hindi masyadong social distancing, right? Yung mga tao sa mall pa rin and some business establishments have opened like yung public places pero I think Mabalacat in Angeles City hindi pumapayag doon sa ganitong lockdown na gustong gawin ng governor ng Pampanga. But anyway, regardless of whatever MCQ, GCQ, ECQ, whatever, kailangan tayo lahat mag-ingat and to observe the proper health protocols dahil yun na nga, worldwide, kumakalat pa rin yung virus kasama na yung mga bagong variant. Right? And speaking of viruses and pandemic, as you saw that we are still here and living in this new normal way sa pandemic, pag-usapan natin yung paano tayo magsusurvive in this pandemic. Well, we have survived for the past year, right? Itong nakaraan na taon. A very, very taxing, very, very grueling, very, very stressful time for a lot of people all over the world. And of course, the Philippines is not to that. And paano nag-survive ang mga Pilipino itong nakaraan na na taon, sa negosyo. I mean, family business of mine, friends and family's business have been affected. Like, sasabi yung aking kapatid, 200 franchises of their business were closed down, primarily nasa mall, right? Uh, kasi nga, uh, naapektuhan talaga ng sobra, right? But the coronavirus nga has reshaped the whole world talaga. It is forcing people to spend more time with their families, of course, forcing people to clean themselves constantly, diba? And be more considerate about their intimate relationships and being more mindful, being more aware of other people's needs and sensitivities, di ba? Tung pandemya na to, naging mas tayo, in a way, di ba? People became closer, even worldwide, nagkaroon ng connection kahit virtually ang mga tao dahil sa pandemic. Diba? Nakita natin yung mga live concerts on air, online, yung mga artists of the world, nagpo-concert to just bring, you know, peace and comfort with their songs and music, tsaka yung mga inspirational videos and vlogs and quotes. Uh, Lahat parang nagkapit-kapit bisig to all show each other that we are all aware of our present situations, no? And atong pandemic na to, it has closed a lot of businesses, restaurants, pubs, hotels, casinos, theaters, and everything where a large number of people used to gather, diba? And eventually, quarantining people sa sarili na ng mga tahanan. Yun na nga, kasi nga, lalo na ngayon nowadays, diba, ang COVID is attacking families. Hello to Tita Agnes Lakap. Good morning to you. Hi, Jake. O si Jake, magpapa-national ID ka na. O nga, yun ang national ID, available na to get. Dito sa amin, dito sa tabi namin, sa Vista Mall, I heard. Thank you, Jerome Lakap, for the information. Pwede na mag-apply for national ID. Tita Agnes, mag-apply na kayo. Saka si Tita Pri Maniago, hello. Tita Agnes Lakap, hello. Hi, Jake Elizar. And whoever is watching pa na hindi ko makita ang pangalan, hello, hello, hello sa inyo. Welcome, happy Tuesday. Absent ako kahapon, alam ko. Kasi nga may kaming inasikaso sa pamilya. Nasaan ka? Jake, nasa Tarlac na po. Are you back? Are you from Tarlac, Jake? O na Vice? Naguluhan na ako sa kakabiyahin mo eh. Taga Tarlac ka ba? Saan ka kumuha ng national ID? Anyway, yun na nga. So, let's avail of that. Let's get the national ID para wala nang masyadong maraming hinahanap na ID pag kailangan magbukas ng bank account or anything or magpa-register somewhere. Maganda nga yung national ID, right? Tapos, so as I was saying, diba, a lot of businesses closed down in this pandemic, restaurants, pubs, hotels, casinos. Basta everything na nag-involve ng a lot of interaction from a lot of people at yung mga events, right? Tsaka, yun na nga, it's gone to it's dumating na tayo sa point na kailangan natin mag-quarantine sa sarili nating mga bahay with no physical contact with the outside world. In other countries nga like kunyari sa Japan, where I have a lot of students, yung families have been separated for a year, more than a year now, especially kunyari nagtatrabaho sa Tokyo, tapos ang kanilang hometown is in another probinsya. Ayaw nilang umuwi doon, baka ma-infect yung mga matatanda nila. Especially, it's a bad situation right now in Osaka. And at saka, ang Osaka is worse now than Tokyo. Ay, Tita Agnes, ang national ID, pwede ka mag-apply. Kami dito sa Vista Mall, pwede eh. I don't know kung anong mall malapit sa inyo. Dito na rin kayo mag-apply sa Vista Mall daw. Pwede mag-apply dyan ng national ID, sabi ni Jerome. Tita Agnes, so punta na. Maganda yan, right? Or alamin nyo kunyari dyan, saan malapit dyan sa inyo sa baryo. Pero yun, sabi ni Jerome, dito sa Vista Mall, meron pwede magpa-national ID. Okay? Tapos so ano pang nagbago nito dahil sa pandemic na to, right? the pandemic talaga has disrupted the whole world, and people's lifestyles, people's lives, from business to lifestyle and livelihood. Talaga naman sa ating kabuhayan at pamumuhay, naapektuhan tayo ng pandemic na to in a big way. This tiny virus has turned our lives upside down, di ba? Overnight, without us knowing, without us expecting it. Para siyang pag magnanakaw sa gabi na bigla na lang pumunta, right? Thank you, Tita Hay. Tita Hay, dito lang. Tita Agnes. I know, birthday ko po sa Sunday. Thank you, thank you. So many businesses and industries such as travel, aviation, hospitality services, theaters and concerts, restaurants have faced a major setback, tsaka downfall talaga in revenue and operations because of the lockdown and various government restrictions. Yun ang talaga. Sa Amerika, companies that are big and known, nagsarado. Diba? Hindi ko nga maisip na mawala na sila doon. Yung mga ganong negosyo dahil nagsara because hindi sila maraming airlines domestic airlines also in America closed down. Maybe more than 30,000 people in the airline industry have lost their jobs because of the pandemic, right? Dito rin sa Pilipinas, right? Talking about theaters and concerts, my dear Soler, right? The theater at Soler has not seen any activity for more than a year because of that. And a lot of businesses, lot of hotel and restaurants, right? Ay, iba hindi na nagbukas dahil nga kahit magbukas ka, walang masyadong kakain. So, ang overhead mo lang ang papagbayaran mo, right? So, hindi na nagbukas yung iba. Kagaya ganyan ang nangyayari sa negosyo ng kapatid ko. My sister and Jenny and George Winicki's business of Tokyo Tempura, there are 200 franchises all over the country closed down in the mall, but some of them, there's still some open, pero in-encourage nila, nag-campaign na to open franchises outside the mall. Nauso ngayon yan, marami kayong makikita ng mga, yun nga, yung mga franchises sa labas na ng mall. Tsaka, actually, this pandemic also has brought about opportunities for small businesses to emerge, diba? However, amid this economic crisis worldwide, some businesses have not only managed to stabilize, but may mga ibang negosyo na lumaki. Actually, right? May mga negosyong dumoble naman yung revenue or triple dahil sa pandemya na to. Okay. In this segment today in our episode, we're going to tackle about the effect of the pandemic in our lives sa mga negosyo. Ano ang mga negosyong parang imbis nag-usbong or nag-thrive sa pandemya na ito? Kasi nga marami nagsara, pero yung iba hindi nagsara, actually dumagdag pa, lumakas pa lalo ang negosyo. And let's find out what they are, okay? Ang unang-una ng lumakas na negosyo dahil sa pandemya na to ay ang medicine and pharmacy stores. Okay? Bakit? 'Di ba talaga naman makikita mo ang pila sa Mercury araw-araw, ang haba, right? Kasi during the pandemic, when the world was under complete lockdown, 'di ba? Nung nag-umpisa yan last year, February, sa Amerika, nung nag-lockdown na sila, the pharmaceutical business played an essential role. In many countries like India, okay, yung mga tindahan nila, medical stores were allowed to open during the lockdown as a part of essential services. Ganun din naman sa Pilipinas, di ba? Nung nag-lockdown tayo, bukas ang mga butika, pwede kang lumabas para bumili ng pagkain tsaka gamot. Kasi essential yun di ba? So, ganun din nung nung last year, ang India, binukas nila yung mga pharmacies nila so that patients who have minor or major health issues can get medicines on time. Medicine delivery services were also available so that people na kina-quarantine yung sa sarili nila ng bahay can order the medicines and have it delivered by either calling mga toll-free numbers or yung mga through the apps, di ba? Nagkalat yan, pwede ka magpa-deliver pagkain, gamot. Hence, yung pharmacy business had a major contribution to fighting against novel coronavirus. Totoo naman. Dahil, di ba, nag-panic buying yung mga tao na ng vitamin C, ng mga paracetamol, ng antibiotic, dahil nung nagkaroon ng pandemya, right? All of a sudden, wala ka nang mabiling gamot sa botika or sa Mercury Drug, nag-ubusan. Even sa mga shelves ng mga groceries, yung vitamin C, naubos lahat. Right? Dahil nga, nung umpisa ng pandemic, anong sinabi? Kailangan halos mag-overdose ka ng vitamin C, tapos uminom ka ng paracetamol. And of course, now, nag-proliferate yan sa ivermectin at yung linwa, itong mga ibang gamot na to na gusto nilang ipabenta at illegalize para tumulong magkontra ng coronavirus. So, ang pharma at medicine and pharmacy stores ay nag-boom ang negosyo sa pandemic. Hindi sila nabawasan ng negosyo, nadagdagan pa, right? So anyway, ano pa? Ano pang sunod na negosyo? Sabi ko sa'yo, gamot at pagkain, right? Ang grocery stores, right? During the lockdown sa Philippines, hinayaang bukas ang mga grocery stores kasi nga kailangan ng taong kumain, mga palengke rin. Another business na nag-bloom sa pandemya na ito are the groceries, right? It's the grocery business. Due to restrictions and social distancing, yun na nga, kinokontrol ang pagpasok ng tao. When I was still in Marikina, living in Manila, of course, nilalakad ko lang ang grocery from my condo. At yun, makikita mo, may social distancing, may oras, right? Ang oras of operations were mas maaga nagbubukas, mas maaga rin nagsasara, pero bukas siya 7 days a week. Tsaka yun nga, social distancing, ilan lang ang pinapapasok at a time. Hindi pwedeng mapuno yung grocery kasi nga, because of social distancing. Pero bukas ang mga groceries, right? Kasi nga, due to restrictions and social distancing, all the restaurants and eateries were shut down throughout the world. No? The only option left was to purchase groceries and cook for yourself and your family. Tsaka yun na nga, noong unang lockdown sa Pilipinas, nag-hoarding mga tao, di ba? Naubos ang mga alcohol, mga lahat, pati mga delata, everything, mga instant noodles, kasi nga nag-panic buying dahil nung unang-unang lockdown sa Manila, talagang bawal lumabas kahit sino, tas curfew agad. So, people had to stock and store the essentials that they find in the groceries dahil takot din pumunta ng palengke, right? This led to an increasing demand for large and small grocery shops as well as vegetables and fruit vendors. Yun nga, nung umpisa ng lockdown sa Manila last year, ako nag-order pa ako nag-order. I availed of the service yung sila yung nagpapalengke para sa'yo to bring the meat to the condo. Dahil takot talaga kami lumabas nung unang-unang outbreak ng pandemic. Kasi nga, that was in March when we locked down and in that same month, I lost 2 friends sa Philippines to COVID. That's why that time talagang takot lahat lumabas. So nag-order ng pagkain, nag-order ng pamalengke, ibang tao ng papalengke, tapos syempre isa-isa mo yung nililinis bago mo ipasok sa loob ng bahay mo. Those things. And it's still wise to still keep being praying about cleanliness and disinfecting things. Dahil nga, ngayon, parang sinasabi nila, yung bagong virus daw, mas mabilis mag-spread, yung variants. People could buy products not only from the local shops and Walmart or mga Walmart sa Amerika, mga Robinsons or any place, but they could also order kinds of stuff of daily use from ang daming mga apps, ang daming mga delivery apps, di ba? Who promise to deliver top quality products. Nag-give rise to businesses na merong mga nag-build ng parang mga online pantry, online groceries, online palengke, no? Na sila yung namamalengke tapos, dadali nila sa bahay mo, di-deliver nila, right? So, there were various apps na nag-promise na ang mga products nila ay top quality. Tsaka, yung iba, the next day ka pa i-service, pwede ka mag-order today. Businesses of local vendors as well as online grocers have witnessed a trend, uh, at saka nag-proliferate ng last year. Diba? Yung online groceries, online grocers, or yung taga-palengke for you. Ano pa ang nag-thrive na negosyo since this pandemic? Online education. Talaga naman. Totoo, really. Because educational technology, right? It's a very big deal, no? Uh, Educational technology, online learning, right? Because due to the widespread uh, of the to the widespread of the novel coronavirus, schools and colleges were shut down worldwide. Schools and colleges were shut down worldwide, and sorry ha, pasensya, meron ko pasok na tawag. It's my brother. But anyway, where was I? Nawala tuloy ako. Schools and colleges um, were closed. Ito nga sa Pilipinas, di ba? Hanggang ngayon, ang ating mga eskwela for face-to-face education. And online education, I went to the fore. Diba? And in such times, the educational technology industry came as a savior for teachers, students, and their parents. Schools and colleges worldwide took classes through apps like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, etc. Teachers had to change their traditional teaching methods and adopt interactive and innovative teaching methods. Kaya lang, yun na nga, ang nangyari dyan, masyadong mabilis ang pangyayari na hindi pa ready masyado ang mundo, lalo na yung third world countries, sa transition from face-to-face education to online. In a way, nagsuffer yung quality of education, and I can attest to that because my own son, right, was taking online classes. And of course, they availed of the online classes from the interim, from the very beginning, nag-start yan, you know. At hindi pa nagkulang pa sa training ng ating mga teachers or pati yung mga systems na migrate ng online, ng face-to-face lesson materials to online and digital. Hindi yun madali, pero kinailangan madaliin. So parang medyo hilaw nung na-introduce yan dito sa ating bansa. You know, medyo magulo-gulo pa dahil of course yung mga walang computers tsaka internet modules ang kanilang lessons, which is like physical lessons that are given to the parents to monitor and help their children go through those lessons through modules, hindi face-to-face pagtuturo sa nakapapel, okay? So, many other applications, right? Like Bijus, Vedantu, White Hat, An Academy, gained popularity sa America, tsaka actually like in India. These revolutionizing education apps earned a tremendous amount of profit during the pandemic. Lalo na yung Zoom, di ba? Dahil hindi lang sa mga meeting ang Zoom, pati sa mga classroom talaga, virtual classroom. Saka yung Google Meets nga. Si Google, syempre, hindi pa huhuli, meron din siyang classroom, right? Oh, and yan, of course, dahil dyan, nag-boom ang business ng online learning. Saka, on that note, yung online learning has brought about new opportunities and new jobs for people, right? Because na, nagkaroon ng mga career change because now a lot of people also lost their jobs since a lot of businesses closed worldwide. A lot of people lost their jobs, and because of the pandemic and because they're staying home and because nga online education ay dumami at lumakas ang ganyang field, more and more people started also finding out that, ayan, nag-stop yung broadcast ko. Ano ang internet natin ngayon? Anyway, a lot of people have rediscovered themselves, reinvented themselves. New careers were made. Career changes were done, di ba? Maraming naging online tutors at yung online learning and that note, and that connection. Yun na nga, hindi lang online English teachers ang trabaho online. Marami online coaching, online training, online trainings and teaching of any kind, which not just academic. Yung mga tutor na kinahire natin para sa mga anak natin sa mag-aral sa eskwela, ay ngayon nadala na online. Online tutoring na ngayon ang uso, right? Any subject. At the same time, there's also online training and coaching. Yung mga life coach, Zumba coaches, physical fitness lessons, cooking lessons. These are all done online nowadays in this pandemic. Nagkaroon ng negosyo at the same time, di ba? Ang pagtuturo online ay nag-boom, ang nag-proliferate. So that happened in this pandemic all the more. Of course, online education was already there before the pandemic, pero yun na nga, mas dumami ang nag-online teacher, mas marami nag-online trainers, kasi hindi lang yan sa, like I said, hindi lang yan sa English teaching. It would be academic subjects, like yung talagang normal tutor face-to-face. Ngayon, pwede ka na mag-tutor ng estudyante mo online kasi kailangan din nila ng tulong yung mga nagmo-modules, right? Or yung nag-online learning ng mga bata. Ano ba yan? Papatay-patay ang ating broadcasting, ang live streaming. The internet's a little bit tricky today, pero thank you, Lord, for technology that we are able to broadcast like this. And yun na nga, and in this pandemic survive. Okay? So yun, yun ang importance ng educational technology and how it's helped the industry or people survive in this pandemic, yung mga trabaho na yon. Ano pang negosyo ang nag-survive or nag-thrive nitong pandemic? Online retailing. Alam na natin to, right? Online shopping, online buying, e-commerce, right? That we have mentioned in the past. Online retailing has already also soared. Sabihin na nga natin, may mga maraming nawala ng trabaho, pero my gosh, ang dami, naging marami rin nag-order online. Marami nagsha-shopping online. Maraming kumakain ng ino-order nila online. So online retailing has is on the rise or rose last year sa pandemic and is still continue to proliferate and rise today because we are still in the pandemic. The crisis around the world due to COVID-19 has changed the shopping behavior, right, of the consumers talaga. Pansinin nyo na ngayon, mas marami ng Pilipino ang nag-order online. As opposed to nung araw talaga, very worry ang mga tao to buy online dahil hindi tayo sanay na hindi natin binibili, hindi natin nahahawakan or nakikita in the flesh. Sa Amerika, matagal na since kopong-kopong pang online buying sa Amerika. Since before Amazon pa, yung through the mail nag-order. Pero noon, when I was living in the States talaga, nadala ako before bumili online. Kasi lalo na kung sapatos yung bibilin mo, you know, you really have to fit your shoes, right? Talagang SM feels talaga na dapat na isusukat mo yung mga sapatos. Pero yun, noon, hindi ako talaga nag-online buying sa America because hindi ko nga nakikita na examine yung merchandise. Pero of course, through the years, talagang so, ano na yung online buying from Amazon days and everything else, you know, to now, to dito sa Pilipinas, Shopee and Lazada are king and queen, or queen and king, whatever you may call it. Pero yun talaga, people no more, people don't, a lot of people don't want to go to the stores anymore at the outlets kasi nga, social distancing, tsaka they'd rather just stay indoors and wait for their order. Kasi, yun na nga, pwede mo isole. Yun ang ano dyan. Most of these online sellers, meron silang return and exchange programs. Yung iba naman, refund, pinapayagan. So naging mas na kampante na yung mga tao mag-shopping online. Kasi meron ganong clause or meron ganong provision na pwede mo namang isole, pero may limited time. Kunyari, within 7 days, or within a week, or whatever, or within a month, pwede mo isole. Anyway. Oo, bago yung salamin ko. Yes, kasi nasira yung dalawa kong salamin. Yung isa nabagsak ko na naman, nabasag. Aray ko, sabi nga ng anak ko, si mami kasi, because I always have this habit of putting my glasses on my head. And then I'm talking. And when I talk kasi, I'm so animated. Nag-lean back yung ulo ko. Yun, lagi nahuhulog ang salamin. So sabi na anak ko, mami, dapat lagyan mo na ng tali yung salamin mo para wag nahuhulog. But anyway, ayan, on the side na naman, na-distract ako dahil tinignan ko yung sarili ko. Napansin ko yung salamin ko na bago pa, mukha yatang pang lola. But anyway, at least I can see better, right? But so, going back to what I was saying, yun na nga. So, yung mga apps na ginagamit natin for e-commerce or online buying, right? People don't want kasi anymore to go to the stores to buy the goods or go to the mall. May mga apps na nag-proliferate. These apps fascinate and attract people through various offers like easy returns. Yun na nga, madali, pwede masoli, free delivery, online payments, every convenient way para maggastos ng pera, ino-offer nila, COD, whether COD, GCash, or anywhere, PayPal. Tapos yun pa, they give extra discounts. May mga coupons online, at saka freebies pa sometimes, and so on. Hence, booming the business of the e-commerce sector throughout the entire world. Right? E-commerce. Ano pa ang nag-proliferate? Ito hindi masyadong maganda. Online gaming. Well, kasi I think tong online gaming it has more harm than good eh. Well, online gaming has helped people to stay engaged nga, and keep their sanity, alright? Sa pang-aliw, sa entertainment factor, or to beat the boredom, or to feel positive, itong online gaming engages the people to do that and encourages them to have a different mindset. Kasi diba, ang daming after ilang months of the lockdown, anong nangyari? Nag-fall into depression, right? Nag-fall into depression, uh, uh, ng iba naging suicidal pa sa ibang countries. So, yung iba nagkaroon ng escape, nakakita ng way out through online gaming, right? Oo na nga, sige na nga. Kaya lang, due to the outbreak of the pandemic nga, when the whole world was forced to survive for months inside the four walls of their houses, ito lang ang isa sa mga paraan para to keep their sanity, right? Lalo na yung mga mommy na housewife pa, yun na, yung husband nila ngayon, nasa bahay araw-araw, pati mga anak pa nila dahil walang bukas na eskwela. So she's stuck in the house 24/7 to make meals for her family, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Tapos kung may baby pa siya, iyak yung baby or toddler. So anong ginagawa? Bibigyan ng tablet para tumahimik o kaya yung mga teenager na anak, ayun, nag-online gaming, hinahayaan na lang kesa siya yung mabaliw-baliw, right? The time people uh, spend on it lang kasi ang problema doon, right? Kasi nga, yung online gaming had come to the rescue to decrease the boredom ng mga tao. The gaming industry has faced a major boost in its operations. Hindi lang yun. Dito sa Philippines, yun nga, yung online sabong. Diba, nag-proliferate na rin dyan. Ang dami na, to the point na kasi nga, sarado yung mga casino, diba? So, saan sila naglalaro ngayon, nagsusugal online. Naging addictive din mga yan. Naging addict na rin sa kaka-online gaming. Buti sana nga kung, and even if yung mga video games that kids play they get addicted to that too. And some of those things, meron na rin monetary compensation yung mga ibang games na yan. So, pagsusugal na rin yun. So, the time people spend on online gaming has increased during the lockdown period as compared to pre-lockdown. People who were isolated felt less depressed by playing games online. Tapos nagkaroon ng mga bagong trends, yung AR, tsaka virtual reality, tsaka also gave a thrilling and captivating experience sa mga naglalaro. There is a huge scope of growth sa negosyo na to post the pandemic. Noon pa, bago nag-pandemic, uso na itong mga virtual games na to. Mobile gaming, yun na nga, yung mga mobile legends na yan na ina-addict ng mga bata. And deeper internet penetration. Dahil nga sa internet, na all of these things na nagagawa natin online, yun, online gaming, lumakas. Pero nga, recently, tsaka yung may mga pogo-pogo pa dito sa Philippines. Pero ang ano dyan, ngayon, online sabong. Pero yun, pwede ka rin ma-addict doon. Totoo naman. I will not even expound on that anymore because it's a given nowadays. Yan ang sugal online ay isa sa mga negosyong nag-proliferate. right? Online gaming, okay? Tapos ano pa? Alright, sabi natin nagsaradong mga theaters, nagsarado, walang mga concert, bawal, bawal manood ng concert or bawal magka-concert. Pero, ang entertainment business, nag-boom din siya dito sa pandemic. How? As we all know, movie theaters like live concerts nga, stage shows, nightclubs are all prohibited due to this pandemic. They're all prohibited. So, of course, ibang countries in there, like, mga those enjoying almost normal life, Hong Kong, uh, Taiwan, ang Japan, they never closed their bars and restaurants really because they're also keen on just keeping up their economy. Pero ngayon, grabe na ang spread ng virus sa Japan. Kasi nga, wala naman sila masyadong social distancing sa mga public places nila. Ayun nangyari, right? Pero in places like the Philippines where live concerts and stage shows and nightclubs are all prohibited, viewers found a new way of entertaining themselves during this lockdown period. Paano? The business of online streaming platforms has soared to new heights during the lockdown. Totoo naman. Many people have resorted to, ayan din, doing vlogs, right? Kung dati vlogs, binabasa nila yung sinusulat nila, tinitingnan ng mga pictures. It, 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 um, it brought about lalong maraming mga taong gumagawa ng vlogs, binablog yung buhay nila, dinodocument yung buhay nila as a form of entertainment. Truth be told naman talaga, ang mga tao talaga, lalo sa Pilipinas, di ba? Si Tulfo nga ang number one na vlogger dito sa Pilipinas at pinanonood. Most watched vlog is the Tulfo one, Rafi Tulfo vlogs na that brings him millions a day. And so ang dami na rin nag-follow suit, ang dami-daming gumagawa ng vlogs for entertainment. At on that note, yung mga hindi naman vlogs sa pinanonood, sumikat lalo ang Amazon Prime tsaka Netflix. Netflix because uh, many people have bought the subscription for Netflix and Amazon Prime and have binge watched all the exciting shows. Ayan, nawala naman. Nawala na naman ako sa air. The internet's really trippy today. But anyway, dito pa rin po ako sa inyo nag-broadcast, doing my best to give you information. So paano nagsusurvive itong mga negosyo, itong pandemic. Yun na nga, ang mga subscription sa Netflix at Amazon Prime, dumami ang nagsusubscribe. Dahil, yun nga, pinanonood kahit mga lumang shows sa abroad nga, lalo na sa Japan, pinapanood nilang American series is Full House tsaka Friends. Yan, yung mga lumang palabas, right? But of course, like us, our favorite shows, my God, I'm guilty of being a Netflix addict. Well, hindi naman masyado na ngayon dahil I'm too busy doing work. But there were moments during the pandemic that, I would sit for hours in between my work to just watch my favorite uh, drama TV series or suspense series. Gusto ko yung How to Get Away with Murder with Viola Davis. Check it out. Tsaka yung Scandal. Tapos nga, a lot of people have binge watched all the exciting shows, di ba? Just by sitting and relaxing on their bed. Dahil nga sa pandemic, yun nga, din ako, Ako naman, in between my working, nakakasingit. Kasi ako yung multitasker or siguro may ADHD nga talaga. I can't just focus on one thing. Sanay ako ng things are going on all around me. Ang dami kong windows or tabs na bukas when I'm teaching, when I'm talking, right? Kasi lalo na when I'm working teaching, in between that I have to do something else, right? Or cook for that matter. Yan. So yun ang sinasabi ko, yung entertainment industry nag-boom din as far as Netflix and Amazon Prime is concerned. This industry may even keep up their growth as people are finding it more affordable and convenient to watch new movies and shows at home at lower prices as compared to watching them in the theaters. Totoo naman eh. Nowadays, pag manood ka ng sine, di ba, before the pandemic, my goodness, kung ang mga anak mo nakikipag-date pa lang or bata pa na high school, whatever, ano lang ang baon niya. Hindi ka naman makakanood ng sine with a date ngayon nang wala kang 1,000. Right? Kung nung araw 50 pesos ang baon, 100 pesos ang baon, okay na. Hindi yan pwede kung ang bata, ang baon niya even 500 pesos a day. kung makikipag-date yan, sus, sine pa lang, what, 280 plus pesos na, almost 300 pesos. So, dalawa sila, ano na yun, 600 pesos. O, ang baon 500 lang. So, kung hingi ang anak mo ng pang-date, binigyan mo ng 1,000, ano pa yun, very, very tight. 600 sa sine pa lang, ano pa yung snack nila, right? Or kakain sila. At least 150 or 200 pesos each. So yung 1,000 mo, very tight na yun para sa pakikipag-date, right? In this pandemic. So, people have also now resorted or retract or confine themselves to watching in the comforts of their own homes. Or yung mga bahay na malalaki na meron mga theater like pwede na doon gamitin ng smart TV nila, right? To watch their favorite movies and shows on the big screen, on the comfort pa ng sarili nilang aircon at may pagkain, right? Hindi na, mas cost effective. Tataas lang ang elektrisidad mo sa aircon, right? Hello there, Jenny. Good morning, Jenny Saldivela. Welcome. Kala ko wala ka eh. Or ngayon ko lang nakita yung pangalan mo umakyat. Nandiyan ka na kanina pa. Hello there. We're talking about what businesses have proliferated or have emerged or have developed in this pandemic, or yung mga business na hindi nagsara, lumakas pa lalo. Yun na, nandito na ako kakatapos ko lang yun sa entertainment. Ano pa ang business na lumakas nitong pandemic? Yung fitness and wellness apps. Or, di ba? Or those instructional videos or coaching online ng fitness. Di ba? Ang dami-dami natin nakikita rin nowadays na mga nagbe-video ng workout nila. Or yung mga nagtuturo rin because online fitness apps are there. Gyms and fitness centers worldwide had to shut down, di ba? During this pandemic. So, lalo na sa Pilipinas, during the outbreak of the novel of this virus, health and fitness industry also got affected and found digital platforms as a blessing in disguise. Kasi dahil sa pagsasara ng mga gym and people being, of course, confined to the four walls of their houses, the industry has created many fitness and wellness apps that allow individuals to stay fit and healthy from the comfort of their own homes. Diba? Yun na nga. So, pwede ka manood. Tsaka yung mga yung technology dyan, dati nung may yung Wii na gaming box. Diba? May exercise doon. Pwede mo sundan. Interactive yung game. Yung games doon parang exercise din. Pero iba na ngayon. May apps na actually, right? That you can do to help you train. And also, of course, the live stream video of fitness instructors teaching you, right? From yoga and meditation apps to personalized video workouts and run and walk coaching. Some apps help you maintain your healthy diet and prepare a personalized food chart for you pa, di ba? Lahat yan, yung mga apps na yun, pwede mong i-plug in dun kung ilang calories or ilan ang gusto mong weight na mawala. Those fitness apps are also soared. At the same time, yung fitness and videos or instructionals, dumami nitong pandemic, right? Makakapanood ka ng mga videos sa YouTube or even yung live stream, real-time na pagtuturo ng Zumba, pagtuturo ng CrossFit, or yung mga workout or yoga, right? Lahat yan din nag-boom nitong pandemic, right? Okay, ano pa? Ang healthcare consultation, right? That's what I said the other day. There's already healthcare. You can actually do consultations online through an app or virtual. Hindi ka na kailangan pumunta doon sa hospital or sa medical city or medical office para makipag-appointment. Meron na ring virtual medical consultation. In the era of this COVID-19, when people are in isolation and not allowed to go outside, o yung elderly natin are on a higher risk, pwede nang yung mga doktor i-consulta sila online, right? For the convenience of such people, many telehealth companies have made apps that allow patients to consult doctors through their computers or their mobile phones. Kaya hindi nakataka that the medical technology has observed a huge rise ng negosyo itong pandemya. Kasi nga, yun na nga, yung mga doctors, meron ng doctor app, may nurse app, merong emergency alert app na sa Amerika na pag merong may sakit or may emergency, pwede mo lang pumindot. Tatawag na yun sa ospital para pumunta or either mag-online para mag-consult. Telemedicine ang tawag dito. Telemedicine is another branch of medical technology that has emerged in this pandemic. It is as a savior of the lives of many patients, di ba? Enabling them to consult virtually with doctors or therapists. They can, kung nung araw, crowdsourcing lang para maghanap ka kung saan ka makakabili ng best price for microwave, cell phones, or anything, or kung saan ka makakuha ng best tutor, online tutor for your children. Ngayon, pati consultation ng mga nararamdaman or kung ayaw mo magpunta sa ospital, pwede na nga through the virtual doctors and nurses, right? Or therapists. It has made huge contribution to healthcare services during this pandemic. Many hospitals worldwide have adopted telehealth services during this pandemic. Ayun, our own very own Marikina Valley Hospital also, na kung saan ako dati. Pero of course, nandito na ako sa Pampanga. Yun, tatawagan mo lang, te-text mo rin muna yung sekretarya ng doktor, tapos yun, mag-online kayo together para mag-consult virtually. So that business has also uh, proliferated and improved during this pandemic. Naku, wala akong water dito. Natuyo na yung throat ko. But anyway, ayokong tumayo. It's okay. I will just grin and bear it. Ano lang naman. 10 more minutes. 15 minutes na lang. Kaya ko na to. Kahit na. I will just swallow my own laway. Excuse me. Pardon me. Kasi nga dry na yung throat ko. But anyway, so that. Ano pa? Ano pa ang negosyo na nag-boom nitong pandemic na hindi na-apektuhan na in a bad way? Instead, bumuti pa is electronic money transfer apps. Tara! Right? Yung GCash, right? Yung PayPal. As told by doctors and the World Health Organization, currency notes and coins kasi, yung pagbabayad mo ng actual, hawak mo ng pera, they carry daw, sabi ng World Health Organization, yung mga pera na papel, tsaka yung coins, carry an ample number of germs. And during times of crisis, hard cash can act as a vehicle for the coronavirus. Yun talaga nga. Kaya naumpisa na nangyari na yung cashless transactions, di ba? Ang Grab, or yun nga, charge mo sa card, o ano mo sa GCash, or bank to bank. Yung mga COD, gusto na iwasan. Kasi nga, para wag mag-change of hands or mag-contact ang mga kamay dun sa pera, tsaka sa virus. Some countries have taken measures to prevent the physical transfer of cash and have promoted cashless, contactless, and online payments for the safety of their citizens. In fact, now, yung online buying, online ordering, online food, online shopping, lahat meron na silang cashless transaction feature para wag mo lang hinahawak yung kamay ng rider, right? Ang kaso, hawakan mo rin yung box or yung commodity, yun ang kailangan mo rin unang i-disinfect bago mo idalhin sa loob ng bahay mo, right? You see, countries like China have even burned, tinan mo ha, sinunog na ng mga in-check yung kanilang pera from the most infected provinces, yung kanilang cash. Eh, sa China nga they don't really use cash anymore, di ba? They use WeChat. They have their own platform for anything. Ang China kasi bawal din ng anything American, like bawal ka mag-Google, bawal mag-YouTube. So they formulated their own. Gumaling na ang Chinese technology. So they made their own Facebook, their own community. So WeChat alone, they use WeChat for everything, for Googling, for chatting, for business, for paying, they use WeChat. Wala ng pera. Diba? In such times, businesses of many electronic money transfer apps have bloomed. Totoo. As people are working from home and prefer online shopping. So their way of making payments has also changed to digital, diba? As a result, nauso yung mga digital wallet. And so the users of digital, the digital wallet users have increased. 'Di ba ang GCash may digital wallet, ang Lazada may digital wallet, pati Shopee, and everything else. Kung dati nga debit card mo lang, ngayon pa digital wallet na. No, ano pang negosyo ang nag-boom nitong pandemic? Ito obvious, right? Business producing masks and hand sanitizers, right? When the lockdown happened in March last year or February, the end of February, nung nag-spread yung virus, di ba? Lahat ng, ang dami-daming, kasi a lot of the mga N95 or whatever official na mga face mask nagkaubusan, tapos galing sa China. Well, nag-emerge din yung mga business producing masks and hand sanitizers kasi wearing masks, sanitizing, and washing hands with soap or hand wash are some key measures to suppress the transmission of the virus as we know it, di ba? Para save ang ating mga buhay. Due to the recommendation of doctors tsaka ng World Health Organization, yung demand for such products really increased, di ba? Alcohol, disinfectants, lahat na. Kaya makikita mo sa mga grocery, di ba, last year, nagpalit na sila ng brandy, nagpalit na sila ng copy. Lahat COVID-oriented or COVID, yung mga products, yung mga Lysol, everything. Tsaka yung mga PPE, yung mga paggawa ng mga outfit, nag-ano na talaga yan. Nag-expand ang market. Hindi lang sa mga ospital, there's fashionable PPEs, then yung mga couturier, yung mga designers, they design nice PPEs for those who want to buy as much as pati face mask. Nag-evolve, may signature face mask, meron nga akong kilala yung mga works of art, ang kanilang design. Right? So, due to the recommendation of the World Health Organization na ito yung mga kailangan, of course, nakakita ng mga tao ng opening, ng gawing negosyo. Talaga, true enough naman talaga, lumakas na negosyo yan, lalo na yung mga PPE, para sa ospital, yung mga face mask alone, right? Or tsaka yung mga face shield, right? So many new companies and business firms have found an opportunity in the middle of difficulties and have set up factories, diba, for the manufacture of masks, sanitizers, hand washes, PPE kits, face shields, and other types of equipment that may help in preventing the spread of the virus. And of course, these companies have earned huge amount of profits during this pandemic. Rightfully so, right? But for obvious reasons. Okay? Well, how can we survive and thrive through COVID-19 and beyond? Well, tomorrow I will talk about how, okay, we can survive and thrive through this COVID-19 and beyond it. But for now, okay, ano pang negosyo ang medyo sabi nila, alcohol consumption in the US is on the rise. It's higher now than it was just before. I think sa Manila, Philippines din eh. Before the prohibition ng 1920s American, when the average American adult in 1920 consumed almost 2 gallons of booze per year. 100 years later, the typical American is guzzling 2.3 gallons. That's a lot of liquor flowing around a year. Okay, 2.3 gallons ang iniinom. Pero yun na nga, ang negosyo rin ng liquor ay lumakas dahil lumakas ang pag-inom dahil sa pandemya. Online and brick-and-mortar alcohol retailers are not the only businesses that are booming during the pandemic, di ba? So, isa sila sa mga nag-boom na negosyo ang alcohol retailers, right? Sabi nga nila sa America, Americans are drinking more during the pandemic. I think the Filipinos too, and a lot of other countries. With bars and clubs kasi facing many restrictions for dine-in customers, the patrons resorted to making their alcohol purchases through online retailers, diba? And brick-and-mortar locations or personal kakilala na nagbebenta ng alak. Tsaka yun na nga, wala kang magawa, sa bahay ka lang, most of them, yun, lumakas ang pag-inom. I think, hindi lang sa Amerika, dito sa Philippines also. People found new ways to enjoy cocktails with their friends and virtual happy hours became a thing. Yun na nga 'Di ba? Kahit na nga hindi kayo nakikita face to face, may virtual parties, may virtual beer parties wherein everybody flashes their favorite drink or habang nag-chit-chat kayo sa Zoom, habang nagchichika-chika, umiinom or kumakain din, kunyari may party. Virtual parties became a thing, 'di ba? Alcohol sales outside of bars and restaurants increased by approximately 24% during the pandemic. Sabi to ng Nielsen's market data, ha? According to Nielsen's market data yan. Right? Like, ano ba tong figures ko na nandito? Oh, hindi pa. Hindi pa ito yung pinapausapan ko. Right? Japan has one of the world's largest alcohol markets. Really? I didn't know that. At $82 billion. Adjacent to that is a robust 178 million hangover market offering cures and preventions. By volume, ang US alcohol market is over 7 times bigger than Japan at $259 billion. So you'd think yung hangover prevention market would be bigger there. Pero the US has such a small hangover prevention market, it barely exists. We couldn't even find enough data to build a comparison to the Japanese market, right? So uh, mas malaki ang market ng Japan ng alcohol pero yung hangover prevention market, the US maliit. Dahil sabihin di maraming nalalasing. While prevention isn't even considered a measurable market yet, how hangover treatment sa America grew to $1 billion industry around the middle of last decade. See? Uh, so tomorrow we will talk about which companies did well in the coronavirus period. Uh, and we will continue to talk about businesses that are doing well in this pandemic. And also I will tell you about ways how we can survive through COVID-19, right? How can we make our lives go beyond this and go past this? Tomorrow, more on that. Okay? So today we just talked about the businesses during these times of uncertainty of the coronavirus pandemic. These businesses that I've mentioned have come out in the most revolutionary ways possible. The people in this business, ano itong mga business na sinabi ko na doing well in this pandemic? Isahin ko ulit. Number one is medicine and pharmacy stores. Number two, grocery stores. Number three, online education of any kind, of every kind. Online retailing, all right? Online gaming, bad. Entertainment business, fitness and wellness apps, healthcare consultation, electronic money transfer apps, tsaka ang business producing masks and hand sanitizing uh, per, um, items, right? Business producing masks and hand sanitizers. Yan ang mga nag-boom na business. Okay, so while others are trying to make life within the four walls of their houses, trying to make do with and trying to do the best that they can and survive in this pandemic of quarantine and lockdowns. The pandemic has taught people to appreciate their health at saka yung mga taong kasama natin, right? In this time, we have also uh, become more mindful of other people's needs and to learn how to appreciate what we have and to think about ways to move forward from it. Like sinabi ko dun sa past lesson ko before, leave the past behind. Don't focus on what you lost. Focus on what you have and what you can still have in this kind of period. Okay? Be thankful for what you have and generate positive energy for the welfare of everybody para sa ating lahat. Dahil of course, I believe na mayroong solution to this global crisis and it's going to end at some point. It's not gonna last forever, right? Pero what we have to do and focus is to have a healthier and happier place to live in and live normally in the future, right? Pero yun na nga, relative ko ano yung classic normal that we're going to be living with. But to this, thank you so much for joining me today. Maraming salamat to our old friends who are always supportive, the Lakap family, my beloved Jenny and my beloved Kiani. I love you so much, my boys. And of course, I miss my dad and then every day. the first man that I ever loved. And of course, I miss my Manila family, my Bautista and Celestino family. And condolences to the family of Ate Fe Cuaderno. Another relative passed away 2 days ago. Uh, and condolences to the Cuaderno family, to my dear Connie. And of course, always have faith, hope, and love alive in your hearts. And magkita-kita po tayo ulit bukas to talk more about the pandemic and how we're thriving and surviving in this time. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po. And ang birthday ko Sunday pa. Yes, yes. But thank you so much for your advance greeting, Tita Agnes. Okay, thank you very much. And this has been Buhay Online with Jay Bautista. I hope to see you again.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.